Hi there. Welcome to Moose Jaw This Week. I'm Lyle Johnson, your host, and we're still doing remote broadcasts for our show. I'm in Moose Jaw. Eric Steiner is in Saskatoon, and my guest today, Mr. Larry Graham, the chairman of the Moose Jaw District Sports Hall of Fame, is in Moose Jaw too, but we can't be in the same room at the same time. That's has nothing to do with COVID related. It's just because. But Larry, welcome to the show, and congratulations on the success of the organization over the years.
Thanks, Lyle. Thanks for having us on again. You and the rest of the local media here in Moose Jaw have been fantastic to us. It's we hear lots of good things about people thinking about the Hall of Fame and nominations and the athletes that we've inducted already. So it's a good thing. It's a good thing for the city.
Now, Larry, the committee has been in existence for 5 years, and what we've been able to achieve is a lot of recognition for people who have on the provincial stage, the national stage, and the international stage. So that's a congratulations to you for being the leader of this. And we just thought we'd update people about what's going on.
Okay. Thanks very much, Lyle. It's I've been involved for a long time, but I think credit really goes to the rest of our board members, a lot of whom have also been there for a number of years, and we've only been in existence for 5, but there was quite a few years before that where we put things in place, laid the groundwork, and had a couple of stops and starts, but we found our legs and we're on the track now to our 6th induction. This would have been our 6th year of induction, and I'm just going to refer to my notes a little bit. So far, we've had 29 people inducted in athletes, builders, and teams in 14 different sports in multiple different eras too, which is important. But unfortunately, this year with COVID, we had put out our call for nominations in January, as we always do. Extended the deadline from March 31st to April 30th, hoping to be able to meet and do the evaluation and selection of inductees. Realized at kind of around the middle of April that the restrictions around social distancing and being safe related to COVID were going to be here for a while. So started discussions within the board and some other folks about what our options were, and kind of met as a board early in May and just decided that, this year, given the timelines, given the restrictions, and given our desire to really have it be a nice event and honor the people that we were inducted, we made the decision, difficult though it was, to not move ahead with our selection this year or our banquet in the fall and carry over all those inductions till next year. And we did have a number of people do nominations and put time and effort, and we're really grateful for them for that this year. Hopefully next year the world will look a little bit different. Saskatchewan will look a little bit different, and we can proceed with selection of inductees for 2022.
Yeah, and you say a lot of names or a lot of nominations. 18 to 20 nominations to be chosen from. That's the highest number that the group has had to deal with, and quality people. My goodness, I go like, oh, that was such a good thing.
Yeah, it is. It is. We've really got to the point now where people that have nominated folks in the past are nominating folks again and really understand the process. We've got to the point where some of our inductees have been to the event and realize what an honor and what a really nice event it is for people and their families and friends, and they're nominating other folks. And then every year we get some additional folks in the community that have maybe been at the event or talked to someone that have been at the event or saw information about it on shows like yours or in the local media and said, hey, I know a person that needs to be nominated, and we've just got some really quality people. And the fun thing, I think, for me and the rest of the board members and our evaluation team is reading through those nominations and realizing what some of these people have done. Some of the folks you know personally and kind of what their history is. some of the other folks, I'd have to say I didn't know as well, or I knew them at the peripheral. And once you got reading into their resume, it's and the things that they've done and how they've supported sport in Moose Jaw, it's just been incredible. There's some great people out there, and more great nominations to come, frankly.
Yes. So, as you mentioned earlier on, that the nominations are being held in abeyance. None of them will be dismissed or anything. And then next spring, the evaluation committee will get together and they'll bring forward their nomination or their suggestions for inclusion. The tradition has been anywhere between 5 and 7 or 8 people a year. And boy, I'm glad I'm not on the evaluation committee, because the list of names is a list of who's who or who's been who in Moose Jaw athletics in the last 100 years. And I say 100 years because there's nominations over 100 years old. That's cool.
There is, and I'd have to mention too, Lyle, that not only it's nominations this year, but we do have nominations from previous years that we chose not to adopt. And we've committed to holding those and resubmitting those nominations for 3 years after they've gone through the first time. So this year really doesn't count for that. So we're including them in the nomination process again next year. And you're right, our selection committee has a big task ahead of them, kind of next April and May. There'll be lots of reading, lots of looking into the details of every nomination and doing the evaluation. And it's a tough job, but an interesting job. And the people that do it, I think, really get something out of it for us. And we're appreciative of that, because I think we get other folks looking at it and helping us decide who to induct that particular year. And it's a fun thing, and it's an exciting time when you open all those envelopes and see who's nominated for the upcoming year.
Yeah, because there's about I think 6 to 8 people sit on the committee, about half and half from within the organization and outside the organization. People, we value their knowledge and their expertise in recognizing the history of our community. So it's a daunting task. So
we try and make up the committee, and as you say, anywhere from 6 to 8 people, and about a half and half mix of people that are on the board and people that are out in the community at large. We try to bring some new folks in every 1 or 2 years, maybe some board members that haven't previously done it, some people in the community that haven't previously been on the committee, just to add some continuity and bring some new life and some new eyes into the process. But so far, it's worked really well for us.
What's going to happen with the AGM? Because you have to have an AGM as a cultural organization. What happens with that?
We do have to have an AGM, and for those folks that want to attend, we're going to be doing a virtual AGM, much like we're doing this today. The AGM is Tuesday, June 9th at 7 p.m. The details are on our website. I'll talk a little bit more about that in a second if we have it. And the AGM is kind of a standard agenda. We'll review the minutes from last year. We'll do. I'll have a report. Our treasurer will do a report. We'll do an election. I think we've got 3 people that their term is up, so we'll look to do an election on that. Maybe if anybody else has any general business. So it's usually about an hour long, something like that. And I mentioned our website. Another exciting thing going on for us that I'll mention is that we've partnered again with the SIAST Business Information class.
That's polytechnic.
And one of their projects is to help us with our website. So if your viewers haven't checked out our website, go check it out. There's lots of information on the inductees, and we're getting some good feedback about that too as well.
What's the official name of the website,
Larry? The official name is www.mjdshf.com,
which stands for Moose Jaw District Sports Hall of Fame. And so
that's correct. Thank you.
If you forget the letters, just take the first one of each of those we just talked about.
Yeah.
But and it's important because organizations need to move forward, and of course, a lot of leadership potential. So it's a changing thing. There's not going to be a selection process this year, but it doesn't mean people shouldn't think about next year. Maybe they forgot somebody and missed the timeline this year that they want to get included.
Yeah. Yeah, and I think certainly there's those people out there. We heard, had our ears to the ground, and as it were, and heard that we expected a couple nominations that didn't come in. So those folks that were thinking about nominations, you still have time. If you need help, phone somebody on the board, make contact with us, talk to your friends. It's a little bit of work to put a nomination together, but I tell you, it's really rewarding. And for those of you that know somebody out there that you think should be in the Hall of Fame, go to our website, look at the information, see what other inductees have done. That may help you. If the person you're thinking about is in the Saskatchewan Sports Hall of Fame or another Hall of Fame, call them. They can probably provide you some great information to help you fill out the nomination. We'd love to have. We know we have quite a few nominations right now, but we'd love to have more. It's interesting to read them, and it's a good thing. It's going to keep us going for years to come.
Yeah, and of course, the people who are nominating or in the community, they know things that we don't know, which is always good. Together, we make a much more potent recognition factor for the people in our community. And I know that the event itself, the celebration, it's a wonderful evening. It's a wonderful evening. It's relatively inexpensive. It involves a meal. We have master of ceremonies. We have a traditional march in with the piper, all that kind of stuff, just what you'd like to have. But the stories and the pictures of these people, just you sit there and you go, oh, yeah. They just remember and recall. That's how I feel.
Lyle, you're exactly right, and I literally get chills when you're talking about it. Just when you're talking about our master of ceremonies and the piper coming in, and there's moments that I remember from our previous inductions that I think about them, and it literally just makes my heart warm. You hear some of the stories of some of our inductees. You see them look across the room and see someone that is also being inducted. That, hey, that guy used to coach me, or that lady used to coach me. Or they look across the room and they say, oh, I didn't know those old friends were coming to the event, or I didn't know so and so. It's a wonderful evening, and people are enjoying it, and we're really focused on making it affordable for grandma and grandpa and friends and grandkids and other folks to all attend and see that inductee share that part in the limelight at the Moose Jaw District Sports Hall of Fame. It's a great evening. It's a really great evening.
We're into our last minute, Larry. So let's just, for people who just update on a short message here saying, what we're doing, what we're not doing this year, and what we're doing next year. So, and if they want to be involved, where to get that information. Yours.
Okay. Short reminder is that we made the decision due to the current restrictions that we're all living through, that we're not going to do announce inductees or do an event this fall. The good news is next January, we're put out a call for nominations. We're carrying all this year's and past year's nominations forward into that process. Go to our website, Moose Jaw District Sports Hall of Fame. Get information on how to nominate someone. Most likely the nomination period will be next January to April. Our regular process will then announce those inductees in June and have our event in October 2022. Looking forward to hearing from you.
Larry, thanks very much for taking time to talk to us today, and hope that you have a really good retirement day with the winds and stuff. I know. And so thanks for being here. Thanks to our guests, for our audience for watching. We'll see you again soon on Moose Jaw this week.